Your authenticity is your signature. In a world of copies, a silent, genuine original is the most valuable thing anyone can ever hope to encounter. The quieter you become, the more you can hear the truth of your own soul. And once you hear it, you can never be ordinary again. This is the ultimate goal of the art of presence, to exist so fully in your own truth that your silence becomes your most persuasive argument. When you reach this state, you don't just occupy a room, you change its atmosphere simply by being there, quiet, steady, and entirely yourself. The art of presence is a journey back to yourself. It is the realization that you have always been enough. Even in your deepest silence, become the eye of the storm. Let the world spin around you, but keep your center still. This is where your true power and peace reside. Thank you for joining us on this path of stillness. May you carry this silent power with you into every room and every conversation you enter. Be silent so your soul can be heard. This is the art of being present. This is the art of being truly and powerfully alive today. In a world overwhelmed by constant noise and endless digital chatter, we often wonder who truly commands the most attention and respect in any room. Power does not always reside in the loudest shout. True influence often flows from a source that is quiet, steady, and remarkably deep within the soul. Imagine a person who remains unshaken while everything around them is in motion. This silent presence is not an absence, but a formidable, invisible form of authority. The one who masters silence is often the one who is heard most clearly. They don't fight for space, they simply occupy it with absolute certainty. There is a profound resonance in stillness. When you stop moving needlessly, the world begins to gravitate toward your center, drawn by an unexplained magnetic force. We are conditioned to speak to be seen, yet the most charismatic figures often say the least. They understand that silence speaks a much older language. Every second of intentional silence builds a bridge of curiosity. It invites others to step into your world rather than you forcing your way into theirs. To be truly present is to be like this water, receptive, calm, and reflecting everything without being disturbed by the images it holds for the world. Welcome to the exploration of the 5 hidden laws of silent presence. These are the secrets to becoming irresistible without ever having to raise your voice. The first law is about the psychological gap. In any dialogue, the space between words is often more significant than the words themselves for creating impact. Most people are merely waiting for their turn to speak, but the master of presence listens until the very last vibration of the other's voice fades. Don't rush to fill the void. When you allow a few seconds of silence after someone speaks, you create a powerful tension that demands deep respect. This pause acts as a psychological vacuum. It forces the other person to reflect on what they just said while making your eventual response feel heavier. When you are not afraid of the quiet, you demonstrate a rare level of self-assurance. You show that you are in control of the social rhythm. Think of your words as rare gems. If you throw them around constantly, they lose value. If you place them carefully in silence, they become priceless. The person who speaks less is often perceived as the one who knows more. Your silence creates an aura of mystery and wisdom that attracts others. Let the silence act as a canvas. When you finally speak, your words will land like a stone in a still pond, creating ripples of influence. By not rushing to answer, you signal that your thoughts are well-formed and that you are not desperate for approval or to be heard immediately. This is the art of the intentional pause. It transforms a simple exchange into a meaningful encounter where every word you utter is given maximum weight. Master this gap, and you will find that people begin to listen to you with a level of intensity you have never experienced before in life. The second law is the language of minimalism. In a world of frantic gestures, the person who moves with quiet intent becomes the focal point. Eliminate the extra movements. The fidgeting, the constant shifting of weight, and the nervous habits are all signals of an anxious and unsettled mind within. True power is expressed through economy of motion. When you move less, every movement you do make carries a specific meaning and radiates a deep confidence. Keep your gaze steady. A wandering eye suggests a wandering soul, while a focused gaze suggests a person who knows exactly where they are going. Your body is like an architectural masterpiece. It should stand with structural integrity, needing no extra ornamentation or frantic motion to prove its worth and strength. The weak often use movement to mask their insecurity. They try to fill the physical space because they are afraid of being seen as they are, but the person of presence is comfortable in their skin. Their stillness is a statement of self-possession that others can feel without a single word. Consider the tree. It does not move to get noticed, yet its towering presence is undeniable. Aim to embody that same natural, unshakable and grounded grace. Slow down your breathing. When your physiology is calm, your presence becomes a soothing harbor for others, who are lost in their own frantic storms. Minimalism in action is the ultimate sophistication. It removes the clutter of the ego, allowing your true essence to shine through with striking and clear brilliance. Practice moving as if you have all the time in the world. This perceived lack of hurry is the hallmark of those who lead others. The third law is the attraction of non-neediness. Most people at a party are performing, desperately trying to be the center of everyone's attention, but the most magnetic person is the one who doesn't need to be seen. Like a magnet, they remain still while everything else is drawn toward them. When you stop seeking external validation, you become immensely powerful. Your self-worth is no longer a variable that depends on the approval of a fickle crowd. This independence of spirit is intoxicating to others. People are naturally drawn to those who seem to possess an internal source of light and total contentment. You are not a beggar for attention, you are a provider of presence. This shift in mindset changes the entire energy of how you interact with others. The ability to say no or to remain on the sidelines without feeling left out is a superpower. It shows you are complete within your own silence. Detachment is not coldness, it is the ultimate form of freedom. It allows you to engage with the world without being enslaved by its many fleeting opinions. Contentment is the most expensive jewelry you can wear. It cannot be bought with money, only earned through the practice of deep, internal, and quiet peace. When you are comfortable being alone in a crowded room, you project a level of status that no amount of loud talking or bragging could achieve. The less you try to impress, the more impressive you become. It is one of the great paradoxes of human psychology and social dynamics in modern society. Walk through the world as if you already have everything you need. This is the secret of the magnetic presence that everyone finds so very irresistible. The fourth law is mastering the emotional response. Silence is not about being a robot. It is about choosing how you react to the world's chaos. When someone provokes you or when life becomes chaotic, your first instinct might be to react instantly with words or anger. But silence gives you power. Between the stimulus and your response, there is a space. In that space lies your freedom and your growth. Silence is the guardian of that precious space. To remain calm when others are losing their heads is the ultimate sign of a leader. It shows that your internal state is governed by you. Be like the grass that bends in the storm but returns to its center. Your silence is your resilience. It absorbs the impact without breaking your spirit. Don't let the emotions of others contaminate your peace. Take a breath. Let the silence act as a filter that cleanses your perspective before you act. Emotional mastery means you are no longer a puppet of your environment. You are the observer of your feelings, not the slave to their every whim. When you don't react, You maintain your energy, you keep your cards close to your chest, leaving others to wonder what you are truly thinking inside. Your stillness becomes a mirror for others. They see their own frantic energy reflected back at them, which often causes them to settle down as well. There is a quiet dignity in restraint. It is the hallmark of those who have navigated many storms and have found the harbor within their own heart. Choose your presence. In the face of aggression, choose calm. In the face of haste, choose slowness. This is how you lead through silent example alone. The fifth and final law is raw authenticity. Silence is the most honest thing we possess. It is the ground where our true self actually lives. In the silence, you cannot hide. When you stop talking, your character, your energy, and your true intentions are laid bare for the world to see. Authenticity is the highest form of attraction. When you are no longer trying to be someone else, your silence becomes a powerful statement of self-worth. Be like the ancient tree. It doesn't need to explain its existence or its size. It simply is. Its very being is its message to the world. When you are authentic, your silence doesn't feel empty. It feels full. It is heavy with the weight of a person who knows exactly who they are. We spend so much energy building masks and personas. Silence is the act of taking them off, one by one, until only the truth remains visible. People can sense a fake from a mile away, but they are also deeply moved by anyone who is brave enough to be quiet and vulnerable.